So what, as artists, you can give us an idea of what does it take? What can we do to change the way this is now? How do we? I know you've got your OY movement, and if you want to speak about that a little bit, that'd be great. How do we bring this back to where it used to be? Can we bring it back? Is it savable to bring? I mean, can we do that? Is there an opportunity?
The labels were smart. Just as they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to make fictitious stories about the artist to blow him up to make the fans believe something.
Right.
They also did it to bring the industry down because they were getting mad.
Really?
You know, you got to understand, these are investors. They didn't rap.
Mm-hmm.
They had a whole bunch of money. They found a system that worked. The system is, hey, you made the music, but we're going to give you an advance. And that's the thing. People fell in love with these advances, and then they lost business sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all I care about is how much you're giving me up front. And when they were giving you up front, they were buying into your project, so they had say-so.
Sure.
You know, it went from me to we. We need to push this project like this. We need to make him looks like the biggest star in the world. We need a story. We need this. But then soon as they found out that the Ice-T's and the Public Enemies and those type of people were actually educated men that were actually getting smart about publishing royalties and breakdowns and, you know, how it works, they understood that they were being pimped. And when they understood they were being pimped, they were like, okay, so, you know, starting with Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
You fucked me on royalties. You said you were going to give me this. He went crazy. The labels didn't know how to deal with that. Now, they knew how to deal. They were gangster on paper. But now they had to deal with what the music was, what the guy was talking about in the music that they liked. Now they had to face it.
Sure.
Now it's like, yo, you know, now then it went from, I'll tell you what we do, instead of dealing with the artists that don't have the educations, we'll sign the one that do have a little bit of education, and we'll have him go sign up them little fuckers and deal with them. So we don't have to deal with
right.
them. Then you seen all the labels giving labels. They didn't deal with 100,000 artists. They just dealt with Ice Cube that had so-and-so and so-and-so, and they dealt with Master P who had tons of artists.
Sure.
And they didn't have anything. It was like No Limit was the highlight. Priority was just the distributor.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
So they gave the smart ones deals because they said we can give the smart ones good deals, and then we can let him, we'll encourage him. Hey, what do you think about being with Master P? Sort of like with Dre and Game. Dre didn't put Game out, but he had a percentage of them, but he gave them to 50 Cent.
Right.
Because 50 Cent had the deal, so they didn't have to deal with Game. When Game wasn't happy, what happened? He fell out with 50, but he never disrespected Dre.
Because that was his money.
But if it was me, I would have been like, man, fuck this. I need to speak to Dre. Because why is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
You put me here. You feel me?
Yeah.
But no, Dre is the one that walked away and said, you guys are tripping. But he got paid from both projects regardless.
Yep.
And then there was Jimmy Iovine that got paid from both projects. They were businessmen. They were the respectful ones.
Right.
That was respected by the label because they knew how to do business. And the labels couldn't go around that, and they knew they had the talent. Okay, so then you got these labels that say, okay, you guys want to not do deals with us now? You want to put your own music out? The label said, fuck you then. I'll just spread that you're getting old. You're old anyway. You know, it's not a basketball game. We ain't using arms and legs and lay-ins and stuff like that. So I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean Ice-T's getting old? He's too old. Nobody wants to hear. It's music. Mm-hmm. All you're doing is it's expression. You're expressing your feelings or something you saw.
Right.
Or you're painting a picture just like a movie. Mm-hmm. So in that case, then Schwarzenegger died in goddamn Terminator 1.
Right.
Why the hell is he in 2 and 3? He's too old. Right. Even he just did a movie not too long ago.
Right.
So I'm like, why are we not saying that he's too old? Mm-hmm. Right? Star Wars, I was a kid. Sure. Why are you putting new characters together if they're too old? Right?
Right.
The movie's old.
But Harrison Ford's in the new one.
Okay, but when it comes to predominantly African American success stories, it's always, he's fell off. But they promoted that to the fans. You know, I don't know if you've seen the MTV list that came out and the BET list.
Yes.
Artists that you don't play anymore. That means these dudes are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to get airplay, and they're not even knowing it that they're blacklisted for no reason, just because of their
the radio
age.
stations don't. They
don't do it either.
Wow.
Because they go. This is the people we don't even look at. So when Cube sends his video in, It doesn't even get looked at because it's on the list as don't even consider it.
And the artists are still paying out thousands of dollars.
I was thinking that they have a chance, but they have to get these people. Look at Tyrese. He was just going crazy. But he doesn't know. He's probably on the blacklist. Whereas, like, they don't want to hear Tyrese no more. Who are you to decide what the people don't want to hear? Let the people decide that.
Sure. That's the way it used to be, right?
It used to be that way. They took the DJs out of breaking records. They, first it went from play what you want from 6 to 9 to you can only play what we give you on a playlist. Then it went from we don't need you, we'll just put it on autopilot. Right? So Cube 93 is only 10% on air personalities. Everybody that you hear on there is at home listening and you're listening too.
Wow.
So they spent this money to tell you that from 16 to 25 you're a great investment.
But after 25,
but from 25 you're old. Because you got smart. That's what they're really saying. You got smart. We can't afford you. We made enough money. We don't want to take a chance on keep investing in you and we lose the money that we already made. So we're just going to say, you're no longer good here like a football team.
Right.
And you're going to go out there. And then now the young kids don't have any guidance. The young generations think you're washed up. They promoted that you're washed up. The youngsters are going, oh, he's washed up. So now the youngsters are out here with no guidance because they're not going to listen to me in the studio telling them that what they're rapping about, nah, man, it ain't going to work. You need to make music that is timeless, that you can listen to 15 years ago and still respect it. Nah, this is what's going on now. The Nene is going on. Then they're going to look back 10 years ago and put their head down and go, oh my God, I can't believe I was dancing like that. But there's no way to take it back.
No.
Right? So but then I fault the OGs and the Russell Simmons and those people for not giving platforms that we shouldn't be fiending for no more. God damn it, if BET ain't playing us, then why we don't have a Simmons network?
Thank you.
Why don't we have a fucking radio station?
Right.
So technically, we went from slavery to being slave owners.
Right.
Right? We're always looking for something to sell back to our people. We're never looking for something to sell outside the community. Right. Let's put out the rush card. Let's take mama's money, her little tools and fuels.
Right.
She get $500. If she keep using the rush card and not take her money one time, we're going to get a fee every time she uses her card. Let's just bleed the ghetto.
Right.
Right? Shouldn't you be trying to sell something in Italy or doing some oil trading or starting a clear channel?
Right.
So I blame those type of people too because they turned their back on the little ones.
They sure did.
We don't have any corporates. There's no corporate entities for black music at all. BET's not owned by black anymore. They manage it. But it's owned by Viacom. And that's because they put a clause in the contract to say if the network starts to go basically white,
right, then
we can come back in and save it.
Wow.
Right?
Isn't that something?
So, but, these kids are out here rapping about... It's cool. We had rappers that rapped about dances, but we didn't have everybody rapping about it. We had club records. We had, street records where you got your education. I mean, come on, man. PE brought communities together.
There you go.
I remember everybody wore the African Dalian.
Yep.
Even the white people.
Yeah. I think Focus had one.
Hey, man.
I did.
Yeah.
Real talk. Everyone had it. It was a movement. It was real. The movements were real. So I started the OY movement. It's the old young movement. Right? And it's it's like this. You can't retire me. That's a choice thing. Even in the world, retirement is a choice thing.
That's right.
People don't say, oh, that's it, we're retiring you. That ain't how it works. You either quit or you retire. You get the option to do it.
Right.
Right? So, my thing is if it don't mind, it don't matter. If the fans ain't gone, they just stop listening to the new shit because it had no substance in it, right? So they start saying, so if your favorite artist ain't putting out records, then you give up. You say,
he ain't done anything.
He ain't making records no more. Fuck it, I don't want to listen to this either.
Right.
So it's like, why do you stop? You're getting older. Your fans are getting older. Your fans still believe you. You don't need those kids. The kids need you. Just like they need a father and a mother, they need you. So it's like the day that you start figuring that you don't need your elders when it comes to this hip hop, it's destroyed, and that's what's going on. Rap music is so low right now on revenue. Literally.
It's hurting that
Country
bad.
music artists put out records all the time, and they be 60 years old. And Garth Brooks will have 3-4 albums on the chart at the same time. Mm-hmm. And you be like, damn.
And he's still going.
Yeah. Come on, man. Led Zeppelin is about to tour. They all get excited. Mm-hmm. And it's packed. You don't see Led Zeppelin talking about, you know, Ozzy and everybody else and how they going to beat him up. And I mean, look at, man, I mean, I respect 50 Cent, but I was like, yo, man, they found a way to make us fight, to build content, to feed their families. Mm-hmm. These guys said, shut the label doors, start iTunes. They don't even know where iTunes, where'd it come from? It's a bunch of labels that came together and invested in these companies to sell records online.
Right.
So when you think you cut them out, they actually came up with a brilliant idea. This is kind of cool. So they sell their music on our networks, and we get a percentage, and we don't have to put a dime up. We just got to put their content up.
Pretty smart.
Now we don't have any labels.
Nope.
Now we're all sitting out here going, oh my God, so we actually got to go on YouTube, do a video, but we got to smoke our weed, we got to act like we got a gun, we got to dance like a gay dude. I ain't got nothing against gays, but, you know, and then we got to show our booty or something to attract people. Attract the flies to the shit, and then once you the shit, then you the shit. And then it's only going to last for so long because they going to flush it, and then you going to be going, you don't remember I had that YouTube video where I showed my ass? Right. For real, the dude that did got him.
Cause some came in the mail today.
Yeah, I did.
These nuts. Got him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But they're making so much money off of him.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow. You in here working hard day and night. and this dude just said, got him. And that was old. We were saying that back in the days.
Right. Right.
I mean, that's basically what I'd be saying. You know, OY movement is the old young movement. If you old, you feel young, you still got it, then keep going.
There you go.
And it really, their opinions wouldn't matter if you got enough people involved, you can reverse the process. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because regardless, you're still educated, more educated than these young cats coming in. They're online whining all the time. Won't these old niggas get out the way? That right there, somebody posted that. I ain't gonna say the name. He went in and he posted that last week on Facebook saying that old niggas need to move out the way, sit down and let us young. And when he said, there was 3 key words I paid attention to. Wow, he still give us the ball. He don't even know. He said they need to get out the way. When you say get out the way, that means you know we're still here.
Right. Right.
And I just took that as, wow, okay. So you act like you got it, but you really don't.
So you're still in the game. What's going on now? What are we working on these days? What are you? What can we expect to see new from you?
I'm just doing a record. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to other artists. You can go in my car right now. You won't see but 3 CDs, and those are locals. I don't listen to music. Mm-hmm. I don't listen to radio because I said I'm gonna come in here and make a record. Just give it me, so I can honestly say this is me. I didn't go make a record with auto-tune. I didn't follow a trend or a fad. So I just said I'm gonna make a record, and I'm not gonna make the record to think that I'm gonna make a whole bunch of money, because I think that's when you don't.
Right.
I'm just gonna make the record. If something sticks, then cool, I'll take it. But truthfully, I said since I started my own brand of barbecue sauce,
which is,
I said, motherfucker, since I started the own brand of barbecue sauce, I said, hey, everybody that's in music now has to be attached to something that's a brand. So I said, whoa, this is brilliant. I'll take my own brand, create it, and then I'll attach my music to my brand, and I'll sell my sauce with my music or sell my music with my sauce. I got 2 ways to go in the game. If you buy my sauce, I'll give you a record.
Right?
If you buy my record, I'll give you a sauce. But one thing you are going to need is something to eat. Right. So you're going to get my record whether you like it or not.
Brilliant. What's your album's name?
Legend.
Are you, when does it drop?
I'm thinking January 1st I'm going to put a single out, guaranteed. But I mean, that's that word. Does that word even exist anymore? It can drop right now. We can go push a button. I just want to put it out and structure it right. Mm-hmm. I want to put the name on the barbecue. Mm-hmm. I want to do commercials with the barbecue and the music. I want to intertwine it, and then I want to push it a little bit. I want to do the warm up like it's really supposed to be done instead of just dropping some on people
there you go.
Out of left field. Because when you drop it quick, it only lasts so long. I'm always looking for something to do different than everybody else. And that's why people say, damn, you're all over the place. Mm-hmm. But it's like, why put your eggs in one basket? You know, maybe you have to come back around to that. Maybe it's not working because you don't have enough, you know, of this or enough of that. So why don't you just do this and then do this? And then if it doesn't, I usually give something 6 months. 6 months, I go, okay, man, it's not working. And the barbecue is working. You know? Yeah. I intentionally don't give people sauce when they want it so that they keep asking about it.
Do you hear that? Right there. You hear that?
For real.
We want to say thank you to Pacific Studios in Tacoma for having us out today. Also like to thank our Fit family for helping make this happen today. Also give a shout out to your boy Fokus. He's around here somewhere running. Focus, you around here somewhere? Focus? I guess he left. He heard about your sauce. His
theme song should be, "You can't see what I see."
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Good luck with the album. Thank you.
All good.
You should worry about. I talk it when I walk it, 45 in your mouth. Don't f with skinny jeans, leave that shit in the house. Loose fitted, ride kid, and I'm a G, no doubt.
Excuse me, sir. Do you know where Broadway is?
Broadway. Do I know where Broadway is? That's great. This cat is off the hinges.
Broadway.